What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we had some news about what's next for Destiny in the form of This Week at Bungie. So they jump straight into this update and say that the next download for Destiny will be hotfix 2.5.0.2, scheduled for mid-February. They haven't been specific on the date here, but they do say that mid-February is the target date for this hotfix. They speak about how developing these kind of updates is a collaboration between studio arts and scientists, various people in the team and everything like that. And they say that if all goes to plan, essentially this update will become available for download in a few weeks in that mid-February timeline. But what are they talking about specifically? Well, the next part of the update talks about the metagame of Destiny PvP. So they say the main goal of update 2.5.0.2 is to adjust all sorts of attacks and counterattacks in the Crucible. We've mentioned that last week. This week we have a guest who is part of the team doing the actual work. So here we have a few words from a senior designer, Josh Hamrick, and he's actually one of the designers that worked on the vanilla game of Destiny and the subclasses and balance and things like that. And he says, friends, the time draws near. Sandbox and Crucible designers have been investigating and updating the competitive ecosystem, and I'm proud to say that we are getting very close. Through experimentation and near daily battles to the digital death, we have begun to home in on a set of changes that we believe freshens things up. So right here, they give us some pretty vague goals about what they're looking at right now. So they say they want to promote alternatives and counters to shotguns in the game, which is always good. They want to align the potency of primary weapons with surgical changes. So, very fine-tuned changes to certain weapons, to change things up a little bit right there. They want to file down a couple of issues from each class. So presumably they're talking about subclass changes right there, which is interesting, and fix some issues with a sampler platter of exotics, so it looks like a few exotic weapons and perhaps armor pieces will get some changes. And this one is really interesting. They say that they want to support adjustments to special ammunition. So there's some very interesting things we're seeing right there. All of these kind of changes we have seen at various points in the life cycle of Destiny, and by the looks of things, mid-February is when we're going to see the next weapon balance, the patch that everyone has been asking for and talking about. And after these few vague points, he says that they realize your thirst for facts and details, and they hope that these snippets of information will at least tide you over until we can tell you more. Equally as interestingly, they say maybe we can do that live in the near future, and that they want to save up, the information about what exactly they're doing for a stream chat, complete with a math class and shooting gallery. And they say, we'll show you what we have in mind as part of a live fire exercise before mid-February, and that they're also still testing all of the things that are being done in pursuit of those goals. So mid-February, is pretty much a couple of weeks away. So some point in the next 2 or 3 weeks at the most, we're going to get a reveal of what these changes are, and then towards the end of February at the latest is when we're going to have this update. So that is pretty fantastic, guys, and that is pretty much the core of what This Week at Bungie is actually about. Of course, a lot of people have been anticipating this update, so mid-February sometime we will be getting the big balance patch, the changes, all of that stuff. So we'll have to stay tuned and see what they reveal to us. They briefly mention the maintenance that happened today. No changes or patch notes right now, it's just behind the scenes stuff. They also talk about the permissions to access online multiplayer may have changed, the issue that some people are receiving where their kind of platform is not letting them boot Destiny up. So if you are having any problems, I will leave the link to this article in the description box below so you can jump in and check that stuff out. But for now, that is about it, guys. So some very exciting news mid-February, not too long now until we get this patch and we get these changes. And indeed, we will learn what they are in the very near future, so that is super exciting. And then of course, March, April time, we can expect this spring update that Bungie are talking about, so there are things coming up in the very near future. So let me know down below, are you happy that these changes are now inbound, whatever they, appear to be? I will of course keep you updated on any news that we receive about when this will be revealed. But if you have enjoyed this video, a like below is super appreciated, guys. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. For now though, you guys have an awesome day.